Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is David, this is David K Reacts, and unless I'm very much mistaken, it's December the 1st, so it's holiday month. I think most of what I do this month will be Christmas, but there might be some more holiday stuff outside of that, I'm not sure. This is going to be a month, which on my channel means 2 videos a week, I hope. I say that with some hesitation, more than I usually have, because unlike Halloween, where I was able to record a lot of stuff well in advance, I started recording in the first half of September. It is now the last few days of November, so we'll see whether or not I can make that work. Hopefully I can. We also have a guest already. Say hi. He's very, very cheesed off with me right now. I was out all morning and I just got home and immediately jumped into doing this because it's the gap I've got to do it. And he put on his curmudgeonly ways and came down and said, "Hi, what are you doing? Include me, please." So yeah. Anyway, I'm bringing Voctave back to the channel. They've been off for a little bit, not through any deliberate choice, but I couldn't find any Halloween content on their channel, and so I missed them for that, and then there's been a few videos since, and unfortunately it just didn't get back round to them again in my rotations, so I'm making them first for holiday month. And I had 2 songs I could have picked that have an equal number of requests, which was Mary, Did You Know, and this, and I'm going to be completely honest, I flipped a coin. I couldn't really decide which one, and so I decided to make it random. I don't know this song. I did not see How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 2000 movie that this comes from. I've probably heard it since, but I'm not conscious as to which song it is, so we'll see when I start listening to it, whether I recognize it or not. And yeah, it was the choice between that and Mary, Did You Know, which I do know. And I'm interested in that one because I believe the songwriter is actually a part of the performance. But this one, I think, will be a good one to see. Lots of people have requested it. I know it's going to be a little sadder, which is also, I thought it'd be, start with this and then move into more celebratory stuff. So, especially because I've had a couple of weeks of sadder songs, I thought this, let's round off the trio, if you like, and then pick it up after this. I believe this features Ashley's son. I've been given to understand that when they did the Showstoppers medley, which I responded to earlier in this year, she was actually pregnant, and so this video must be a little while after. I assume that her son is the boy who's depicted in the thumbnail, and so yes, I'm not sure what the distance is between those 2 videos, but a short while. And I would like to say thank you to Andrew Jackson, Razor X, Pat Brewer, and Daventunes, all of whom requested this. I looked briefly into the song because I didn't know it, and I understand it's a Mariah Carey song originally, written by James Horner and Will Jennings with some additional lyrics by Mariah, and that her ex-husband of the time blocked its release, and so it was eventually released by Faith Hill. And that's very sad. I read in the Wikipedia article about it that Mariah is considering releasing it, and I hope she does. I would like to hear her version of it, and I think it's sad that's how all of this went down. Art should never be suppressed. This was originally a song called Christmas, Why Can't I Find You? And Mariah's version of it that she was going to release solo was Where Are You Christmas? And that's sort of the majority of what I know about it. So I don't really know what I'm coming into here. I'm just going to see what happens. So what I will say is welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. The way this is going to work, I'm going to watch this video through from beginning to end, and I will not stop it, but I will comment and emote over the top, and then I will go back and watch it again from the beginning, and that time I will stop, interrupt, and offer what commentary and analysis I feel I can based on what I have seen and heard. And Timmy is currently licking my arm, and his tongue is quite rough, so pardon me if I'm slightly distracted. Then, yes, please do like the video, hit the subscribe button if you would care to. Do hit the notification bell to decide how often YouTube tells you I'm posting videos. And if you would care to, please do head over to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, where you can donate to support the channel if that's something you would like to do. Or, as of today, I am delighted to announce that my Patreon has just gone active. And I realise as I say that I don't know the link for it. That was a mistake. It is just patreon.com/David K Reacts. And if you would care to, you can go there and sign up for $2 a month, whatever that translates to in your currency. And there is no particular perk to doing so. That is just a means. Some folks expressed an interest in supporting the channel in a more ongoing fashion. And that Patreon is now available for you to do so. So if you would like to, please do head over there and sign up. I will be opening a Discord at some point in time, and that will grant you access to that as well. There may be further perks down the line, but right now I don't feel able to produce any additional content that would make other tiers in the Patreon worthwhile. So this is purely a means of supporting the channel on an ongoing basis. I think that's everything for now. So without any further delay, let us check out... Oh, Timmy says I'm off, if that's what you're saying. Let us check out Voctave's cover of Where Are You Christmas? Oh! That's adorable. Lovely intro.
Where are you, Christmas?
Oh, it starts with him?
Why can't I find you?
Oh, bless.
Why have you gone away? My world is changing. I'm rearranging.
He's got a great voice.
Does that mean Christmas changes too?
Oh. Oh, that's lovely.
Do you remember the boy you used to know?
Oh.
You and I were so carefully. Now nothing's easy. Did Christmas change or joy?
This is adorable. Oh.
Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you?
Oh, beautiful.
Why have
Absolutely
you
beautiful.
gone away? Where is the laughter you used to bring me? Why can't I hear music play? I'm not the
Oh, that's stunning.
See what the time's done. Is that why you have let me go?
This is gorgeous. Oh. Oh.
Christmas is here everywhere. Christmas is here if you care.
Wow.
If there is love in your heart,
What a sound.
and your mind, you will feel like Christmas all the time. Oh, I feel you, Christmas. I know I found you. You never fade.
Lovely having them all sing together for a minute. Oh. Oh, these key changes. Wow.
Stays here inside us, fills each and every heart with love.
Oh.
Why can't I find you?
Where are you, Christmas?
that's beautiful.
Fill your heart with love.
Merry Christmas, Mommy.
Merry Christmas, mijo.
Ah! Oh, good Lord. Ah! I'm a wreck. Fortunately, I have tissues close to me this time. Oh, my goodness. That is something. What is... get this stupid thing off my screen. Oh, my goodness. That is beautiful. That is absolutely lovely. There's so much to love about that performance, and I think they've done some really cool things with it that you wouldn't necessarily expect. I think it's perfect for this song. They haven't gone particularly show-offy with it, which they could do. There aren't crazy depths. You don't get some insane descant from Kate. They show the breadth. You get this, you get the lovely full sound, and they do stretch. They do have the breadth of sound there, but they don't. They keep it more contained than anything I've heard from them so far, and I love that choice because it gives so much focus to the emotion of the song. And there's nothing to say that having crazy highs and crazy lows take emotion away. But the choice not to do that is a conscious one for a group that, to my experience so far, and I realize I haven't done that much by them, that is a kind of hallmark of theirs. And I love that they've chosen not to do that. This is so beautiful. It's a lovely song. Like I said, I hadn't heard it before, so I have no real concept of what they've done compared to the original. But the choice to have Ashley's son in this, that is so lovely. I just want to see what information we have here. Gael Espinosa, and Ashley Espinosa, of course. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. That is stunning. And the two of them together at the end, I love that I'll talk about this in a bit, but I love that it starts with them in split screen and then merges so that you see the two of them together in the room. Gorgeous. Filmed at Lone Pine Studios, of course. Arrangement, Jamie, naturally. Engineering, mixing, and mastering, Kendall Thompson. Kudos to you, because this is a really, really lovely mix. This is great demonstration of what they do, their fullness of sound, and the wonderful balance that they always seem to be able to strike with having this immense harmonic sort of motion going on underneath a piece, and yet not taking away from the soloists in any way, shape, or form. Okay, let's go again. This is wow. They're so good at these beginnings where it's entirely vocalization, no lyrics. They can pull you into the vibe of a song just like that, which is great arrangement work by Jamie, but also great performances by them. And I love what they've done with this sort of lovely, the loo sound that they've got going on here. I think maybe a few doos in there as well, or like a slightly harder L, slightly percussive L. It's giving these you can feel the entrances as they're coming into different parts, things like that. And I love this choice to focus on having people coming and going on the screen. We're not seeing the chorus, we're not seeing parts as we have done beforehand. We're seeing members individually not individually, there's two of them on screen, but in their own individual shot for the entire song, I think. I was kind of losing myself in the music. But it's nice seeing this is a different presentation to what I've seen before, and I like that. Voctave's good at that. They seem to have different ways of showing themselves, like the Princess medley and the Showstoppers medley, where we would see chunks of people at a time. You'd see here's the alto section, or sweep across the whole chorus. The Trolley song, where we saw them all subdivided into their own individual windows, and now this, which is something different once again. And this is lovely presentation for this, because it's making it kind of a bit more intimate to their own performances, even though for the most part, Ashley and Gael excluded, we're hearing them as a group, And as I said before, a tighter group than we're even used to hearing normally. This is a great start. I really like it. That, oh my goodness, what an opening shot of Gael, to see just the happiness in that smile. It's so lovely because it kind of it's the wonderful innocence of a child, but the fact that you also have it with the microphone there as well, you kind of get the excitement of an artist in the studio, even though, how old is he here? Somebody tell me. Because I have no idea. But it's adorable. I love that. That's such a beautiful way to introduce him into this video. Oh, and I think that's a lovely end to the introduction, where you have that note carry on, and then you hear the collective and back in again. There's something about that. It creates a nice break to say to the listener, okay, we're entering the next stage of this song. Breaths, you get these, oh, it's amazing. There's this really long phrase with no breaths and things like that, which are really impressive. But especially with a larger chorus, timing of breaths is so important. And you can do things like staggered breathing, where you have 3 basses singing simultaneously and they all breathe at a different point so that the bass sound never stops. And I just use bass as an example because I am one. But that, that's a pretty standard choral technique. But you also get moments like this, where it's, let's take a breath together. Let's have that moment, that break, that section where the entire chorus sound becomes that quick snatched intake. And it's a nice bit of punctuation. I really, really like that they've done that.
Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you?
And then we get this same chord sequence that we started the song with, except now there's nothing going on over the top other than Gael. You just get this ooh, and they just change chord when they change chord, and it allows complete focus on the melody line. And it's so nice because it gives it, the fact that they've set it up as having quite a lot happening and then pulled right back gives them plenty of places to go. They have an infinite amount of space in front of them to move now because they haven't started somewhere down the line. They've started at the initial point of block chord harmony. And it's a lovely, lovely choice for this because it just pulls the motion is still there, but it pulls the complexity down and allows the ear to focus on this beautiful, pure voice singing that we've got here. And it's a lovely start.
Why can't I find you? Why have you gone away?
And a lovely setup there too. We have that in the second half of that, you get the doo, doo, even, and they just go straight up to that and then hold it. But that little break in the rhythm, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 chords, and now it's chord, doo, chord. We have that middle note that breaks us slightly out of that 1/4 bar rhythm and then sets us up for the lovely rundown doo, 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 at the end of that phrase.
I knew. Why have you gone away?
It's lovely because it's they, as they come down, and he comes back up and comes to meet them almost in the motion of the music. It's a lovely choice there.
My world is changing. I'm rearranging.
I love the clarity of these notes, the fact that he's showing off quite a good range, and that my will octave jump there, and he hits it really, really cleanly. This is lovely, and I love that nothing else is picking up at this point in time. The ante is being slightly upped by the melody, But that's all that's really happening at this point, and it's giving us so much focus. And I think that it's a great choice to keep the melody, the focus, this whole verse, because it's a nice starting point for everything else that's to come.
My world is changing. I'm rearranging. Does that mean Christmas changes too?
Where are you, Christmas?
And it's so nice, you just get that to where straight away the chorus comes in, and it just gives it this lovely kind of upswing. The emotion just picks up. You get these beautiful harmonies that now expand right out into the full choral harmony that Voctave is capable of, and where they'd kept themselves nice and tight for the duration of that to allow Gael that top to himself. Now, vroom, out we come, out we spread, so much more sound going on straight away. But even though he's only had a fraction of a second on the final note, it doesn't take anything away from that. Beautiful arrangement work, Jamie.
Changes too.
Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you?
And then this lovely unexpected key change. I didn't see that coming. And there are going to be so many in this song too. That is impressive. I like that they've done that. It shows more. It's picking up even more. In the space of 2 lines, we've picked up breadth of sound, we've picked up fullness of sound, and we've picked up the key. We've gone up. Sorry, I didn't realize my mic had slightly unplugged there. I was just talking about the key change here. And it's just such a lovely, unexpected key change. And what we're essentially doing here, we're actually dropping a minor third, which would be the relative minor if we were going into minor key, but we're not. We're actually going into the major. So it's a lovely choice of key change. It's a very natural progression to go from, I believe we're in C major, I double-checked myself, down to A major. It's very natural to go from C to A. It's an expected sound, but going to the major is slightly unexpected, and that's what kind of adds to the surprise element of this. Not only is there a very early surprise key change, but it's not to the key you'd necessarily expect. Lovely choice. And now already we've got so much more going on. We've got that lovely soprano solo happening. There's more motion in the chorus. It's everything just keeps picking up. And actually what surprised me listening to this first time through, and I'm going to be interested to track it now, was I thought this was quite a fast pickup. I thought we went quite a few places very, very rapidly. And yet we've got so much more happening throughout this song. It's really, really well constructed. There is no surprise in that tone of voice, incidentally. Jamie, in a very short space of time, has proved how good of an arranger he is to me. But I always love seeing how he chooses to arrange. He does things I wouldn't necessarily have guessed, and they're fantastic. So yeah, very, very impressed. And that's such a nice choice, right? We get Where Are You, Christmas, which is a line we've heard before, lots of things going on, and then when he sings The Boy You Used to Know, the chorus pulls right back again into the ooze. And that, I think, is what's allowing them to come and go, is that's exactly what they're doing. They're pushing, but then they're not afraid, or the arrangement isn't afraid to drop back and go, no, okay, we're going to take a step back again now so that we can re-enter later. That's really good, and the fact that the new line is when they choose to do it, of course it allows us to focus on the words that we haven't heard yet. This is great, and I can't get over Gael's performance. It's so good! It makes sense with the musical family to, for a child to grow up musical. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they grow up this talented so quickly. I love it. This is fantastic. Oh, didn't go back.
You and I were so carefully. Now nothing's easy.
I don't know if it's just how he sings, I haven't paid enough attention to his expressions, but I caught how much Jamie is smiling while this is being recorded, and I can't help wondering, is he hearing Gael and just smiling at this performance? Because how could you not, if that's actually what's happening? I don't know, maybe they're just hearing a click, or the other parts other than themselves. I've no idea what they listen to while they're recording. But it's just, I love the smiles in this, for Jamie in particular. He's just grinning from ear to ear while he's going through this.
Now nothing's easy. The Christmas change or just me.
And I love that he manages that key change. It's great because we've had one from the chorus, and so it wouldn't be surprising to get another one from the chorus, but no, now we get one from Gael. That's so good! It's just, I love it. And you don't get it straight away. You just get this beautiful me coming from him, and then it's when the chorus comes in, you go, nope, that was a key change right there. And it's lovely. This is fantastic. I'm obsessed with this. It's so well put together. Because also, that's what I was going to say. He's just singing the third of the chord we're in, so it's quite possible we're going to come back in on that same chord, and he's on the third. Except no. No, we've key changed. That's lovely. Really good writing, because you've got this leading note that fits in both chords. And that's excellent writing, because it makes the key change so much more natural. And little things like the happening in there in the, I think the tenor line maybe. We've got this lovely soprano line reprising the melody. There's a lot more. The chorus interaction is great. These parts sort of coming and going in the mix. It's really, really lovely, and I love that this is what we get. We get that beautiful pure note from Gael setting up the shift over to Ashley, and that's just so well realized. That's great, lovely stuff. Such subtlety in the harmony going on there. Through the soprano line there, so quietly. It's not that, again, they're so good. Jamie in his arrangements and the Voctave members in their performances, they are so good at giving space to the person who needs it in the moment. They're really good. And when you get to this size of a chorus where you're still having these leads, but they're singing against greater numbers. It's not a barbershop quartet. It's not a close harmony quintet. It's 11 people. Is it 11 in this? I know the numbers change. All singing together, but they give that space. They allow that clearing in the forest of voices for this one voice to shine through. And it's just marvelous. And I love Ashley's voice for this. She comes in such a beautiful point in her register, and it gives it this lovely warm... It's a warm hug. I've used that description before for a variety of different people, but it's a warm hug. It's one of those things, her tone... You've had this lovely, high, pure, innocent tone, and then you get the maternal warmth coming in with Ashley's entry. This is so good. I want to listen to a little bit more of that harmony, actually.
Why can't I find you? Why have you gone away?
Yeah, they're keeping the harmony so simple, and it's so well done because it allows these very, very quiet movements to happen, but it keeps the lack of dissonance. It allows this to be a very comforting piece of music, which goes with the tone that we're setting. And I think that the choice to keep this arrangement tight and give it the reins now and then to do its thing, and then pull it back in again, all these moments of release and then coming back into this very sort of strong, cohesive sound that focuses around these beautiful chords that enable the soloist to do their thing. It's just been so carefully balanced. Again, I'm just kind of going around in circles complimenting this arrangement, but it's so precise and so well realized. It's great stuff.
Where is the laughter you used to bring me? Why can't I hear music play?
And these beautiful little embellishments that we get here and there. And they're so slight. They don't, as like I was saying beforehand, they don't blast out of the arrangement. They're all within this confined, well balanced sort of sound that we've got here. But the voices are still being allowed to play within that. It's not like they've tightened it up and said, no, this is strict chords. This is, it's church chorus music. They're not doing that. They're still allowing this flow. But I think it's just the way that it's been structured to fit within the boundaries that they've set. So that when they do have those moments of coming out of that sort of confine, to have a moment's sort of freedom to be a bit more outside the breadth of this arrangement. It's so effective.
Music play. I'm not
Like that! Exactly like that. I wish I'd let that play. That proves my point precisely. All of a sudden you get this ooh-ah. You get a much bigger sound than ooh, whatever the notes are that they're singing, not focusing on that. But you get that sound, and then just like that, ooh-ah. This big sound, all of a sudden you hear the bass line goes down there. There's a lot more breadth just immediately. And they've earned that. And again, this beautiful use of... they've got this lovely small chord shifts on these notes, but then the articulation that they're using is so good. That breath that they took there, it's such perfect timing in what Ashley's doing and what the melody's doing and what the harmony's doing. You get that moment's break before you re-enter again. And it's, Ashley's got this beautiful sound coming out. She's picked up the power a little bit, and she's picked up the melody has increased in pitch. And it's just everything kind of breaks out. It's so, so well done. Lovely use there of vowel sounds as well. They go back to the ooh, but the ooh is stronger. It's not that controlled ooh. It's an ooh. There's a bit more presence to it there, and it enables them. They've dropped from the ooh-ah that we had a minute ago. They come back to the ooh-ah, and then they bring it back out again right at the end of that. And that, it's really, really well managed to change the sound there, but they're not dropping the energy. The energy never drops, but they're not dropping the kind of power that they developed. They've just changed the sound down, which closes it off a little, but still enables it to be that bigger sound that we had established a second ago. This is really, really well done.
Is that why you have
And this riffing, these little small embellishments that Ashley's putting in here, really, really effective. Gives it a little bit more of a kind of pleading aspect almost in the way that she's, the notes that she's using and the way that it's performed there. It gives it that sense of asking the question almost more powerfully than it was being asked, even by the fact that it's already bigger. She's given it that little extra nudge that pushes it over the edge, and it's really, really nicely done. Beautiful runs too. I love what she's doing with this. Oh, and that triplet underneath, the da 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 da, whatever. Again, don't know the notes, but it's a sudden change in the pattern. We haven't had. Maybe we've had triplets, I'm not sure, I don't think we have. But if we did, they were more subdued. Here, it's a much more sort of focused pattern increase. It's a very deliberate choice. You hear, in the space of 4 beats, you hear 6 chords building up to this bigger sound, as Ashley is also doing this cool riff over the top of it. And it lets everything build up together while still permitting Ashley to stay the forefront of the sound. And this is where the balancing that they strike is so impressive. The chorus in the mix is basically level with Ashley, but somehow she still comes through. The mixing is so well done, but that's also great arrangement too, because if the voices were too tight together, Ashley would get swallowed into that mix. And she doesn't. She's still there. She's still present, even as the voices have come up to meet her level. That's really, really, really well realized. What a line! Wow! Oh, her voice is so gorgeous, and I just love what she's doing. And the fact, that's the lovely thing, is because the chorus came up to meet her at that point, she now has license to go even higher and show off a little bit more, because the chorus is still supporting at that same level they were doing a few lines ago. That level of support that the chorus is going, there's no drop in it. And there could be. If Ashley went up there, the chorus might get not left behind per se, but the gap between them would be different. That hasn't happened. It's stayed the same. It's just everything has lifted. That's really, really good.
If there is love in your heart and your mind.
This is nice too, because although they are singing together, they're singing the same lyrics. Ashley's got the freedom to play with the rhythm a little bit, to add in some embellishments, which in a minute, when we get to this section where they're all going to sing together, it hits differently. Because although the rhythms are aligning, they're not there yet, which means when all of the voices are suddenly singing the same rhythm at the same time, boof, it's so much more powerful. Great stuff.
In your heart and your mind, you will feel like Christmas all the time. Oh, I feel you, Christmas. I know I found you.
That is magnificent. And the fact that there is... So jumping back here.
Like Christmas all the time. Oh, I feel you.
No breath break. That is so impressive. That use of breath followed by lack of breath. They don't take a break to go into it. They just bring those two sounds that were happening. They've been getting closer and closer throughout this entire time Ashley was singing. And there isn't like we're going to take a break. We're going to stop. I just hit the microphone. Sorry if that was very loud. I'll cut it down if it was. And now we're aligned. It's just, they just merge together and keep moving. And wow, that is such good arrangement. It's stunning. And it's just, you can't help. You get a frisson. You know, I got goosebumps just listening to that again. Because the way that it has been managed, the way our expectations have been set through this song, we know there's going to be a coming together. And when it happens, it's so smooth. Just perfect merging of these two elements of this. Melody, harmony, soloist, chorus. Just coming together like it was nothing, and yet it's everything all at the same time.
You will feel like Christmas all the time. Oh, I feel you, Christmas.
Magnificent.
I know I found you.
And everybody takes a breath after I Feel You Christmas. And it's so... That break is earned. We've done it. We've come together. Now let's take a breath. Partly because the chorus needs it. But also, it's such a nice piece of punctuation. I feel you, Christmas. I've done it. We can have that break right there. And it hits home so hard. I feel you, Christmas. I'm not asking the question anymore. I know the answer. Full stop. Now let's carry on. Lovely stuff. Are you coming back up? You've had all your food. What are you complaining about? Hello. Oh, buddy. You're funny.
I know I found you. You
Oh, there's a lovely... I don't know if I'm just reading into expressions now, but this lovely... As Ashley sings I Know I Found You, there's a lovely moment of emotion in her face.
I feel you, Christmas. I know I found you.
I wouldn't be surprised if you told me she broke during some of these recordings singing some of this. I mean, how could you not? Singing this with your son, wonderful things, but it's such a lovely thing to see.
I know I found you.
I haven't talked, sorry, I keep stopping in the same place, but I haven't talked much about this idea of now we're getting like two people singing opposite the soloist and things like that. I love how this has been realized. We get to sort of see the whole chorus doing their thing with this lovely editing that never takes away. And again, this is something that Voctave is so good at. With 11 people, we never lose focus on the person we're supposed to be focusing on. They're really, really good at that. And sometimes there's a deliberate pull of focus. I remember in the Princess medley where Kate does one of her crazy high descant moments, and the camera's deliberately looking at her, even though I think it was Sarah, had a solo at that particular moment in time. And then they also do things where they do this, where it's like there can be cool stuff happening, and it does in this song, but we're not looking at the person in the harmony who's doing something. We're keeping focus, or if we do, they're off to one side. We're keeping focus on the soloist the whole way through. And it's interesting seeing how they choose to manage each song, what the focus is. It's really, really nice. Anyway, moving on.
I know I found you. You never fade away. The joy of Christmas.
These key changes are crazy. If I think about it, I'll put a counter up here as to how many times we've changed key in this song. It's bananas. And they're all so good. Every time we change key, it's reinvigorating. You feel reinvested in the song because they've given us something else to give us that oomph back into it again. You can't... Your attention cannot wander listening to this because it keeps going somewhere. It's brilliant. The melody is very simple. The harmony isn't particularly complicated, especially considering what we know Voctave can do. And yet it's fascinating hearing what they're doing with this song.
The joy of Christmas stays here inside us, fills each and every heart with.
Oh, that is so good. Managing a diminuendo in the middle of even a single note, let alone when you're moving around. The power, just pulling it right back in the middle of that. It's no wonder she took a breath before this note, because this is a difficult thing to do. You might think getting louder is harder. I would disagree. I actually think getting quieter effectively. Not sounding like you're here, and then there's like a square, and now you're down here. Having a... Obviously not quite that abrupt, but having that gently managed diminuendo, that quietening of the voice. That is stunning. Stunningly done, and such an effective, especially because the line's doing We're going back up again, but even as we do, pulling back the volume of the voice. And it stays energized. That's the other thing. It's so easy when you're doing diminuendo in the middle of something powerful like that to lose energy. And she doesn't. She keeps it there. So effective.
Heart with
Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you?
Where are you, Christmas?
Oh, the love in the eyes. It's just, this is, I'm going to cry again. This is what we've been waiting for all song, right? To see the two of them sing to each other. And what I love is we don't know at this point that they're in the same room. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's been a couple of glimpses in the mirror of the recording studio that you see, or the glass rather. I don't think we've had one, but I did catch at a couple of points. You can see either through the glass or a reflection in the glass in a couple of the shots. But we don't know they're in the room together at this point. They could not, they might not be. And so this moment right here is what we feel like we've been leading up to the whole way through, where the two of them are singing to each other. And then it pays off even bigger in a second. We'll get there.
Why can't I find you?
Where are you, Christmas?
Why have you gone
Fill your heart with love.
Merry Christmas, Mommy.
Mary.
Ah! I had a point. What was my point? Oh, yeah, I love that we're getting this beautiful thing of Gael singing this very simple melody again, and Ashley being allowed to be a little bit Mariah over the top of it, and have a little bit of riffing. And it's just, the combination of these two, it's just, we know it's perfect because of what it is, but looking at it objectively as a piece of music, it's such a good balance they've struck.
Your heart with
A
love.
bit further.
Can't I find you?
Where are you, Christmas?
Why have you gone
Fill your heart with love.
So I'm going to guess based on this shot that she might have been singing. Well, I don't know. Maybe he was in the studio for this to help to work with her performance. But I'm going to guess that this is not the two of them singing together at the same time. But I imagine she was in the room for his performance, which I think you see with this next shot. Don't know, guessing. But doesn't it feel like they're in there together? This is
Merry Christmas, Mommy.
Merry Christmas, mijo.
My only complaint about this whole damn video is that because it cuts off and goes straight to a blooming commercial, because I don't have YouTube Red or whatever it's called, Premium. That is so beautiful. That is a stunning performance. I've said it all. Beautiful arrangement, beautiful performance, beautiful emotion around the fact that this is mother and son singing together. What a magical thing that is. My heart feels full already, and it's the 1st of December. Well, actually, as I'm recording it, it's a little bit before that, but that is magic. That's the Christmas spirit right there. I think that's absolutely stunning. Well done, Voctave. Well done, Jamie. Well done, Gael and Ashley. You guys knocked this out of the park. Which I didn't doubt for a second, but my goodness, it hits you hard when you really see it. That's brilliant. Thank you very much to those of you who recommended this to me. And I know it was more than those that I mentioned at the beginning. Those were just the 4 that I'd written down. Or 5, whatever it was. And thank you for being here, watching this video with me, especially if you're still here at the end. I really appreciate you joining me for this experience, and an experience it most certainly was. Please do like the video, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you would like to, head over to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts or patreon.com/DavidKReacts. In both cases, you are able to support the channel, and I'd be very grateful for anything that you choose to support me with. Yeah, that was wonderful. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. Be it some new perspective on a microsecond of the song, or the whole song, or the group. If you've never heard Voctave before, go and check them out. The song, of course, the link to the original is in my description below. They always are. And I hope this has got you in the holiday spirit for the beginning of this month, whatever holiday it is that you are leading up to. Because, wow, that's it's certainly done it for me. And it doesn't. This is proof positive that you can get into the holiday spirit from something that doesn't have to be bouncy and festive. It could be something that's a little bit more solemn and heartfelt as well. And this was perfect. It's a tonic in and of itself in such a special way. So yeah, that's going to be all for this week. But hopefully, if all goes to plan, if I can make the timing work, 2 videos a week starting next week. But we'll see how that goes. I'm aiming for it. I apologize if I start and then stop later in the month. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you so much for watching with me. I really appreciate it. Take care. Have an absolutely wonderful morning, afternoon, evening. I don't know, 7:25 p.m. Whatever time it happens to be when you're watching this. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.